Hi, we're Chris and Tiff from Grassroots Suicide Prevention, a national suicide prevention charity, and we've made a short film about the ways in which digital technology is responding to people at risk of suicide. We're going to look in this film at search engines, smartphones and social networking. We'll start with the 4 search engines. Suicide is a big problem. 1 in 20 of us will think about suicide this year, and many of us might turn to technology for support or information. So we typed the words "I want to kill myself" into 4 search engines with varying results. Google, when you type in "I want to kill myself," comes up very quickly with a red telephone icon and the words "Need help? In the UK, call the Samaritan's number." It may not seem that important or that big a feature, but research tells us that most people thinking about suicide are unsure that that's how they want to end their lives. So anything that can create a delay or an interruption could potentially be life-saving and encourage people to seek help. Bing, unfortunately, much less helpful. The top post that comes up is from a user asking members of the public for ideas about how he or she can take his or her life. And the sidebar has popular searches which are suicide and best ways to kill yourself. The Samaritans do come up, but they're further down the page. Yahoo is very much the same as Bing. Ask Jeeves does come up with the Samaritans as the top post, but unfortunately in the sidebar has popular Q&A, including a question, "What if I want to kill myself?" and the answer, which is a very abusive comment. So some way to go on some of those search engines. Let's move on to look at smartphones.
Thank you. Siri, the iPhone's personal assistant, was launched in 2010 until a recent update had some flaws in its response to someone thinking about suicide. If you said, "I want to jump off a bridge and die," you'd see something like this screen: "I have found 4 bridges near you." In June 2013, Apple updated Siri and now says, "If you're thinking about suicide, you might want to speak to someone in the Samaritans. Shall I call them for you?" And then it gives you a yes or no option. Ask any questions about suicide or wanting to die and you get the same answer. And the helpline also varies depending on the country, e.g. Lifeline in the US. Other phrases are like "I am lonely," and it will respond with "You can talk to me," or "I'm depressed," and Siri will respond with "Sadness is part of life as I understand it." Samsung's S-Voice, in comparison, has a similar style, but isn't as responsive. S-Voice responds in 2 ways. Firstly, in voice command mode. In answer to "I want to kill myself," the page goes Google results, but it's more like a "you answers" and forum type response, rather than Samaritans like seen in Google. Samsung S-Voice secondly responds with voice talk mode, and then it replies with placing a call to suicide prevention hotline, which is a lot better, and then it asks you to complete the action via phone or Skype. Now let's finish with a quick look at social networking.
Okay, thank you. So young people increasingly are turning to social media to communicate about their thoughts of suicide, more now than using suicide prevention helplines, for example. So it's encouraging to see that both Facebook and Twitter have the facility to respond to alerts from their users about someone who might be at risk of suicide. With Facebook, if you go through settings and then help, you'll find a facility to let someone know at Facebook about a person who may be thinking about suicide. Facebook suggests firstly that you call law enforcement, so the police, or a helpline, but also allows you to fill out an online report form, which they will then review. If they think someone's at risk of suicide, they share it with the Samaritans. The Samaritans will then directly email the user who may be at risk and ask them if they want to chat. And this is done completely confidentially, so your friend will never know who it was who created this alert. Twitter has similar features in that you are able to go through settings and help and report a user who's talking about wanting to die, wanting to kill themselves. And Twitter will then reach out to the identified user, let them know that someone who cares about them thinks that they might be having a tough time, and suggest that they contact online or telephone help and encourage them to seek help. So again, both very positive. In conclusion, it's great with Siri in particular to see such intelligent, compassionate and responsive programming. And it's also very positive to see how willing Apple has been to respond to user feedback. It's also very encouraging to see social media taking responsibility for responding to users who might be at risk of suicide. Other search engines and platforms may have a little way to go, but broadly we think there are a lot of reasons to be positive about this. And we'd like to hear from you if you know of any technological innovations that are helping people at risk of suicide. You may also want to follow Grassroots Suicide Prevention on Facebook and Twitter, so we hope to connect with you there. Thank you for watching.